An overflow of supporters watching from outside the arena had to head home early because of a severe thunderstorm warning over Greenville, North Carolina. The president spoke for 90 minutes inside in his first rally since announcing his re-election bid in Orlando.
He covered a range of topics, including economy, abortion, immigration, and the 4 Democrats he targeted over the weekend on Twitter.
Democrats are now the party of high taxes, high crime, open borders, late-term abortion, intolerance, and division. The Republican Party is the party for all Americans and American values. We are the party of the American worker, the American family, and we are the party of the American dream.
We'll have much more from the president's speech ahead at 10:30. Now let's get to Mallory Lane, who talked to supporters and protesters at tonight's rally.
I'm Mallory Lane in Greenville with reaction. While thousands listened to President Trump's speech inside the arena, thousands more listened to it outside on a big screen just in front of the entrance.
I think he's got a lot of great things to say, some very inspirational, inspirational messages, and we look forward to hopefully getting him reelected and making this country better, stronger, and hopefully being able to work together.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
A lot more than I expected. I went to his inauguration, and that was great. Everyone was talking about, all the protests and no one there. It took us 3 hours just to get in there, just to say hello to him, and it was fantastic.
I believe that he's truthful and honest, and I'm happy with what he's done and continues to do. I'll be a supporter again. I will vote again.
This is the first politician, but not politician, guy who got to the office that actually he said what he's gonna do and he actually followed what he said. So that's actually a big plus.
This is Tomasz Moronski. He's originally from Poland. He says he came to the U.S. in 2004 and became a U.S. citizen in 2010. He served in the Army for 7 years before opening his own business. He's supportive of Trump's stance on immigration.
If you want to come to this country, like me, come legally, do the paperwork, do what is required, and you're going to be fine. That's all. So I'm pro what he's trying to do, because just, like everybody else, nobody would like anyone to walk through your garden without invitation.
Meanwhile, protesters set up shop nearby. Jean Eakes has concerns.
Many and multiple immigration, how inhumane we're treating immigrants seeking asylum, foreign policy, saddling up to dictators and pushing away our allies. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Cindy Elmore is from Pitt County, where this rally is happening.
Despite 8,000 people in the arena, we represent a much larger group because in 2016, Pitt County went against Donald Trump. It's not normal to have this kind of chaos coming from the president every single day. It's exhausting, and it's all about distraction and deflection, and we shouldn't fall for it.
A big turnout in Greenville Wednesday, despite temperatures with the real feel over 100 degrees. Reporting in Greenville, Mallory Lane, WXAI 12 News.
All right, thank you so much, Mallory. Vice President Mike Pence made a separate stop before joining President Trump at tonight's rally in Greenville. The VP visited Fort Bragg in Fayetteville to speak with military personnel there. Pence says that the Trump administration is grateful for the sacrifices that the men and women of the armed forces make.
Former South Carolina Governor and current Congressman Mark Sanford is weighing a presidential run. Sanford says he's going to take the next 30 days to decide if he'll take Mr. Trump on or start a think tank instead, devoted to fiscal conservatism. If he does enter the race, Sanford will be the second Republican challenger against President Trump in 2020. Republican Bill Weld, former governor of Massachusetts, announced he was running for president back in April.